Hey there, Fightshank here with a quick demo of WordPress Popup Subversion. So what we've got here is basically a solution to this big problem that most people hate pop-ups. The big problem is you're reading an article, you're engaged in the content, you're watching a video, whatever it is, and this thing pops into your way. Yes, very effective at getting your attention, but in most cases it's not positive attention you're getting, it's negative attention. You're getting anger because it's like interrupting you in the thing you're doing. So in order to address this, and in order to exploit a little sneaky psychological principle, what we've done is we've created a WordPress pop-up subversion. So let me demonstrate how this thing works. So if we go over to my blog, you can see it, and I'd like you to pay attention to the top. Did you see that? So after a few seconds, and you can fully customize this, how long it takes, this thing pops up. Now, I can still navigate and read. So pretend I set this to, whatever, 20 seconds. So there I'm reading, but this thing pops up, grabs my attention, but gives me, as the user, the choice whether I want to interact with it or continue reading. So I continue reading, go, right, okay, I've done my reading now, that's cool, so now let me check this out, fed up with, alright, cool, let me go. And this is now where the magic happens, okay? Your mouse hovers over this thing, and now your pop-up pops up. So from there on, it's business as usual. Your pop-up comes up, and you go, alright, okay, that's good, sounds pretty cool, so I'll click on this. So what we've done here is exploited that beautiful principle by Cialdini, the commitment and consistency. So what happens is when you click, you commit to checking this out, you're now committed to the path of following through, and that is all that's there behind this principle. So the other thing we're doing is you have a choice between at the top, and you can delay another one which comes at the bottom at some point. I think I've said to do 7 seconds, so we have to count to 7 now. Wow, there we go. Okay, terrible choice of colors for the demo, but you get the idea. Okay, once again, it's a blue pop-up that was at the bottom. I just should have chosen a different color text here, or a different color background. And once again, when I hover over it, and by the way, this is, I just used the same thing. It's a demo, but you can put anything in here. So in the background or in the back. The last thing is, so once again I click away. The one thing I can do is also fire an exit pop. So if I go away, it's like, all right, I want to stay. And basically, I'm now loading the offer straight away, the one that the pop-ups were leading to. All right, cool. Let me go and check that out. And you can check all of this out at onlinerule.com. It's set up the whole demo there, so you see it in practice. Now, in the background, it looks like this. It's very, very simple. All right, you name your ad, you give it a name, you enter some title text. This is what appears at the bottom here in the top and bottom part. You can use full HTML here, and then over here the pop-up content is very, very simple. In this case, I've just used once again, it's HTML. You can stick anything you like in here. If you look at the actual HTML code, what I've done here is basically I've taken two images. One is the normal image, and then the on mouse over. So as you saw in this example, so if I go and reload this page, so let's wait 3 seconds. The yellow bar to be at the top. I hover over, and now you just see the plain image, but the moment I hover over, there's a change. So that's the on mouse over, okay? That has nothing to do with our plugin. It's just a very cool feature you can use very easily in there. So in this thing, you can do anything you like, whether you want to do Facebook like campaigns, whether you want to do, use your Aweber or whatever, your autoresponder sign-up code, anything goes in here. And that's it. So you save this thing. I'm going to save it right now, and then we go down here and we match it to a country. So this is where we basically do the geo-targeting. So if you were targeting me, for example, in Germany, in your sign-up offer, you'd have a picture of sausages and sauerkraut and beer. Obviously, that is something that excites me. But in other countries, you might have something else. So, and then all you do is you go and match it. You can create another one here. So this particular one I've just shown you on there was the default one, which is basically that's the ad I created. That's the height of the pop-up title, which is basically the height of that yellow thing up here, 35 pixels. The size of the pop-up content, that is this here, 500 times 500. The background color of the top bar, so that's a yellow up there, and at the bottom I chose that terrible blue. That was a bad choice. So let's change that to, say, a red. Ooh, that's not a red. That's something horrible. No, that's better. Okay. And the exit redirect you can activate or deactivate. Okay. So now here, this one, I've chosen, it's still yellow at the top and red at the bottom. So if I now go and reload this page, leave page. Okay, reloading the site. So in a second, 3 seconds? 1, 2, 3, yep, there we go. No, we don't want this, and we need to wait another 7 seconds now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom, there you go. Okay, so now it's red. There you go, and once again, there's the offer. So there you go, that is, in a nutshell, WordPress pop-up subversion, because it uses that beautiful principle of giving people the choice when to interact, or if they want to interact with your pop-up, and also that commitment and consistency principle. And of course, if they still decide to leave your blog, I mean, how dare they? You always have the option of using an exit pop, where you go, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Come on, stay here, I'll make you a special offer. Alrighty, enjoy, have fun with this. By the way, we've got several options here, as you can see down below the video. We've got the single license, the multi-license, and there's also the option of getting this as PLR, where you have the right to sell it. And one of the things you could do is stick it up on your blog, where you have a normal pop-up at the top, the slide in, where you say, look, sign up for my list, or whatever, any offer. Awesome for doing CPA offers, for example, especially with the geo-targeting. But then at the bottom, if you're targeting a marketing crowd, an MMO crowd, MLM, anyone who wants to capture leads, or put offers in front of people, anyone who uses their blog for business, you could have at the bottom an offer to WordPress Pop-Up Subversion, well, your white label version. So you basically rename it anything you like, you get the source code, you get the whole shebang, you just stick it together anywhere you like, and you can sell it. And pricing it's priced competitively. You basically need to sell a copy or two, and you've made your money back. Alrighty, enjoy.